Another thing I saw Roxy tweet about, this, how it started, by the way. Roxy had tweeted something out about feeling ill, and I knew she was talking about Game of Thrones, watching it, whatever.
Spoiler
it was.
alerts, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you didn't know that already, we've been doing this for every episode of Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched last night, then tune out because we're going to spoil the piss out of this thing.
I didn't tweet anything about feeling ill though. I went back and looked.
It was something you did
Heartbroken?
somewhere.
Were you talking about
old
Grey Worm?
tweet popped up analytic wise.
I don't know
like,
what it
hey,
was.
did you
So
see
you
this,
feel
Christian?
sick
Were you talking about my Mother's Day tweet?
Was it Instagram? Maybe it was Instagram.
No.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Somewhere. No, you wrote something about that because I said, "What does she feel sick about?" I'm like, "What? Oh no!" I said, "Shit, that means Arya must have eaten it." I said, "Oh no, it means Daenerys must have eaten it. Something happened." So I started watching it, and I watched the whole thing. I watched it with my. You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta
Can't
go.
talk about it at all.
Yeah, no.
What happened?
What happened?
What's wrong?
We've got an interview coming in at 11. I got to jump in there and do it. Jessica Parker Kennedy, she's from Flash.
Oh, she is the nicest.
Okay.
Yep,
Why
we're
do you
gonna
need to
jump
do it?
on. Because I got to monitor the interviews for Heroes. So
He's
I
a
can
producer.
give you. Yeah, I'm a producer. I got to do these things, But I appreciate
In the
being
middle,
in here.
you can't wait until we go to break.
Well, she's coming in at 11, so I got to set up the studio.
Get
for
outta
her,
here,
too.
man.
All right, sorry guys.
Thank you.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Go follow Roka for his thoughts on Game of
Rogue
Thrones.
is the first one killed.
I'm looking online right now because apparently there's another cup type situation happening.
Oh, is there really?
Well,
with his hand?
Yeah.
Whose hand?
With Jamie's hand.
Jamie's hand.
Apparently he has two hands in his final hug with Cersei.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It probably did. Yeah, I saw it.
I don't care.
It's
I don't
it's
care.
it's a
Let me-
very
let's
slight
see,
angle.
let's see. Bring
This
that,
is the,
bring
but
that
that's
up.
the bigger point. It's that everybody is, and I know these things. You got to be.
Well, this
suspension
episode
disbelief.
sucked because
but
of
it's
my
like
hands.
every nitpick
Yeah.
you can possibly
But-
imagine.
but wait, but-
Meanwhile, I'm just doing the popcorn.
Well, that was the
chewing.
thing is I watched the episode and I was watching all the way through and I loved every second of it. I mean, I just loved.
me too.
Is this it? Where's the two hands? I don't see two hands.
Look at he's got one hand on top and then the other hand down there. So he's
Zoom all the way in, Cook.
So yeah, because it's right. It's his right hand.
That looks like the glove to me.
no, you're not looking.
Oh, I see the
I don't mean
thumbs.
you're not looking, but you're far away. It's his skin.
No, whatever.
Don't care.
Who
Don't
gives a
care.
shit? So I was watching. So I'm watching the episode, and I really loved it. And then I checked. The first person's tweet that I checked was Roxy, right? And I see it. Roxy says that is it me or I love this episode.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
that one I saw, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Why are people not liking this? And I think there are two sides to this thing. So I tweeted something out this morning, and majority of it I believe what I tweeted out here, and I think that a lot of people are hating this series and show in general right now because it's the popular thing, very similar to what happens with
It's
all
cool to hate it.
a lot of times. Now, that being said, I do think that there are a lot of people that shouldn't be discredited, or there are people who just don't like the season and don't like the things that are happening with it. The one thing that has been driving me a little nuts, not critics. I've been reading some critics who haven't liked it, and they've been kind of going on the writing, and these are people who do this for a living and have been really looking forward, looking to this stuff and analyzing it to back up their claims. I've seen a lot, and I'm not saying that people can't say, that just seems poorly written. I think a lot of people, just this one guy who I saw a tweet, dude, it's just barely written. I'm like, send me your script. Mm-hmm. Like, send me your script. Because
This
I
is
can't
what-
imagine that you really think that. You just saw other people tweeting it.
I cannot say this enough times when it comes to all fandoms. If you want a different story, write your own. Write your own damn story. This is not our privilege. It's not our entitlement to have it finished the way we would have written it. It's not your story.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
people's
You
pro-
didn't
yeah.
write
100%
it.
agree.
Right. And I
And-
think
If you don't
then
like
go
it, you
write
don't-
it.
If you don't like it, don't watch. That is your prerogative. But to say they did it wrong, it's not your
So
story.
show us better, write it, and then get it to the producers and see if you can get your episode on air.
And some of the big complaints are like consistency in character, which to me, I actually. This is something you're going to hear me say a billion times, that I disagree with Matt Goldberg. I disagree with everything that guy writes. I think he's a very good writer, and I think that he's he is a very talented writer.
Thought provoking.
I disagree with everything he writes, and he then last night wrote that Daenerys' heel turn, as I said to you last night, that Dany turned heel, that her turn came out of nowhere. It certainly did not. They've been setting it up since the beginning of the season.
This is mind blowing to me because she, not just the season, her anger is building throughout multiple seasons.
Yes, but this one
especially
particular,
this season.
Right.
But not only that. Why is it okay for character arcs to turn a character from bad to good, but not okay to turn a character from good to bad?
Yeah, and that was another thing that drove me nuts, and this is why I wanted Roka in here too, who talked about it, because I think that the thing that I couldn't, and I saw you saying the same thing, and I agreed with you, people saying, oh, you turned the one really strong female character into a bad guy. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Because you still have Sansa.
The one?
Right. Well, you still have
We've got
Sansa.
80.
You still have Sansa and Arya, who are like the two very powerful female characters. But the fact, I think that it's what did you want her to do? Go, oh, Jon, you know what? You are the rightful king. I love you. Let's fight together. That would suck.
That'd be boring.
No, I want to see. You know, she went straight up. She went back to her roots because she set it up in the fact that she was sitting at that dinner, looking around after that battle, and she looks over and she sees everyone loving Jon and knowing what Jon told her. She's like, fuck, everything that I fought for, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And it's eating her alive. She's sitting, she felt so lonely that it is just building and building and building. And then she tells the guy who she loves, don't say anything, please. Desperately trying to hold on to this. Please don't say anything. She shouldn't have said that, but she did. Don't say anything. He tells, and exactly what happens. Exactly what happens, she thought would happen, happens, right? And then she's got to wipe out one of her advisors. She's losing it because she knows that everything she foreseen, that she feared, is happening. And she said that to him. She looks at his eyes and goes, they don't love me. I won't be loved, so I've got to rule with fear.
Yeah.
So and she's sitting on top of that fucking dragon, and she's looking over, and the bell rings, and inside of her head, she's looking at that place to where her family built, and it's all coming back, and she's saying, if I don't, and I just let it happen, they're still gonna love Jon. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm gonna do? This is my fucking championship game. Fuck all you. And the other character and then she sees her trusted advisor get her head chopped off. And what's the last thing her trusted advisor says? What does she say? Dracarys, light him up.
Yeah.
So it's like, you talk about power. You talking about
You can see
empowerment.
Grey Worm felt the same way.
Yeah, he was gone. He went heel too. He's throwing and then
Immediately.
Jon fucked up. Jon fucked up bad.
Yeah, he did.
Why do you say that?
Because he should have listened. He should have. I mean,
I completely disagree.
yeah. I mean, because of his love. Because he's loyal.
No.
He's
Oh,
loyal.
you mean
He
he should
does-
have listened to his sisters?
Sisters, and then help me. I'm terrible with the names, and I know I'm terrible.
Varys?
So am I,
Varys. He doesn't listen to Varys.
That,
That's
yes,
what I'm
I thought
saying.
you meant he should have listened to Danny and just sucked her face and been like,
Oh
no, do it.
no.
Yeah, then we're on the same page.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
He should have
needed
listened
to step up, and he didn't. And he didn't.
Varys said, "Listen, you will rule. I
know
trust
you
me,
don't want this, but
you will do it kindly. You will do it right." Mm-hmm. He saw it. That guy's been around forever.
The notion that Benioff and Weiss took a female character and made her crazy, and it's the first time they've ever done this on the show, is so far from the truth, it's insane. The two most insane characters, horrific characters we have seen on the show, Joffrey and Ramsay. Those are the two most despicable characters. Both men. We've watched people go, Euron, insane.
Right.
To the point that we don't like him. And by the way, I was thinking of you during that moment. I was like,
happy.
Christian must be
I was thrilled.
singing from the
Especially
rooftops
that
right now.
asshole was wrong.
All of a sudden they think that this is a sexism issue? What are you talking about?
It's one thing
Arya
not liking
takes out
it.
the Night King.
Yeah.
Lady Mormont takes out the giant. Just this season alone.
Right.
We won the Battle of Bastard because of Sansa.
Right. You cannot.
What are you talking about?
You cannot like the. It's you don't like the heel turn. You don't like the heel turn. Like I don't agree with Matt Goldberg, but I think his idea of it. She didn't earn it. That's another conversation. But to say it, it's just like, oh, well, they took this one character, this woman character who had this strength, and they made her stronger. And I also think if you can turn Anakin Skywalker to the dark side, why can't you make a woman go to the dark side? I think that's really intriguing and awesome.
That's a great point. And that's what was so interesting to me, that she did do this, because now the stakes have never been higher.
Yeah.
We are on the last episode, and I'm looking squarely at Jon Snow and squarely at Daenerys, and this shit has got me so invested.
But here's my problem, and this is the thing I do agree with everyone with. 6 episodes was not enough.
Yes,
It was
I
not
agree
enough.
there too.
They
Let's
Because it
see-
does feel a little like here we are and
Let's
it's time to
see-
wrap it up.
Let's see how they end it.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see how they end it before we make up our minds on that. But I agree with what you're saying with Anakin, and I'm curious if Danny's character had been a man, would we be having this conversation at all? And if we wouldn't be, then that's fucking sexist.
Right.
This is
Right.
just the same thing happening through, you said it up top earlier, Roxy, through all of fandom.
All fandom.
All fandom. They will bring up certain things, Mary Sue's. They will bring up certain things, this, like with Daenerys, or didn't earn it, the writing sucks. And it's like everybody has that opinion during a most popular time.
We are going to keep on continuing here this conversation. I did see a really funny, hateful comment in there that I have to bring attention to. It was really good.
Oh, boy.
It was
People
good.
comment in what, the chat?
Yeah, it was good. I went in there for a second. You gotta give props to
Pull the
good
Roxy.
insults.
What is it?
It was. What did he say? He said it wasn't a heel turn. They've been setting this up since the beginning. You glorious morons. And I was like, glorious
Glorious
morons is
moron.
incredible. I want a shirt that says glorious
that be
moron.
my nickname?
It's really good. That's something, by the way, that I said to my daughter yesterday. It was a good mantra, and you'll like this. You should pass this on to your niece.
Glorious moron.
Close to it. So she was doing a drawing, and she had said that she likes to draw in class, and she said that there was a kid in class that said something to her about, oh, that drawing's not good. And my wife's like, God, boys can be jerks, right?
Yeah.
Because
And
they like you. That's what we're told.
and I said, what I said to my daughter, I said, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. I said, those who make fun of others are morons. and I said, so my wife was like, she's out in the other room, and I said, Vivian, tell her what I just taught you. And she goes, those who choose to make fun of others are morons. I'm wondering, my wife's going to go, why'd you teach her that? My wife goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, good. So,
But
so
now, aren't you nervous Viv's going to go call this kid a moron?
if it's deserving, then it's fine. Because, like I said, and this is all I do on this show every day is make fun of people, so I'm a moron too. But I am a glorious moron because I do think it was absolutely a heel turn. So, sir, great insult, but kindly go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You glorious moron.
You glorious
you.
moron. It's the show. I mean, even looking at some of the tweets going back as I was walking through, it's like it's very divisive. There's no doubt about it. People
Yeah.
either, and I think it should be and I want people to know that too. The same thing. Like we have the Last Jedi conversation all the time. I know the Last Jedi now this is the Last Jedi of Game of Thrones, which I think is ridiculous. But inside of that conversation, you should be able to like this show. You should be able to not like this show. But I'm only allowed to have my opinion to where I think. I just don't understand where it comes from. I really, and does it come from a lot of the book readers? Is that where it's? I don't know.
There's
I don't know.
there's no books to this point.
I know,
though,
but
so-
what I'm saying, because of the way the books were set up in
No.
the beginning, I don't know where it comes from. I thought it was really good storytelling.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like we're not talking about some of the greatest moments, and it's unfortunate they're being overshadowed. Like Arya in this episode, are you kidding me? It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, where she needs help, she needs a hand, she gets lifted up, she
Yeah.
tries to help, they won't listen, she has to leave them, they're burned to death.
Right.
She's working with Clegane Bowl. What we wanted to
That was
see
really
with Clegane
awesome.
Bowl. I had so many theories about how this was all going to go down.
Yeah.
They were all wrong.
Yeah.
Every
I
single
liked the
one
way
of
that
them.
went down
It was
because I
excellent.
loved when he just grabbed the priest or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Just kills him. Sir Gregor, stay by my side.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. That was
That
unbelievable.
must have been the
Yeah.
fastest death in
But I
Game
am
of
That's why-
Thrones.
confused. How is he as invincible as he
He was
is?
dead. He's like a walking
Yeah,
zombie. you
it's
know?
insane.
And
The only way to take him out is to take myself out. That is
Yeah.
so
let me
Yeah.
tell you,
in
it
the
was
fire,
perfect.
which I'm afraid of.
This is why and so many people, the people who didn't like this episode, still confident about Benioff and Weiss doing Old Republic more than ever.
Yes.
Yes.
After that scene, more than ever.
The-
I cannot wait for a scene like that in the Old Republic movie.
The poetic
More than
justice of
it's
it all.
so-
And you know what? I don't even care that I know we all thought Jamie was going to end up killing her, but the prophecy says that the younger brother, you will die with the younger brother's hands around your neck. Guess what?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened as he's hugging her to death.
Yeah.
Like, yes. That's so. He did redeem himself in many different ways, but guess what? At his core, he was still in love with his effing sister.
And here's the thing with that. The entire episode, although I understand how it was poetic, and I understand how
You didn't like
how
it.
it made sense. No, I would have liked to seen Cersei have one more trick up her sleeve. I would have liked to seen Cersei have a more kind of brutal way out, because she almost had a face turn after all the shit that she did. You kind of felt for her at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Instead
you felt
of because last week we're all going, oh, who's going to take her out? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see how she goes out. And you kind of felt bad because she realized she fucked up, like with Daenerys, because she's up on that balcony and she's like, that was one of my favorite parts.
they
When-
all defend me. They all fight.
He's like, well, they're dead, well, and scorpions are all done. Oh, but the fleet's going to be fine. The fleet's
Nope.
gone.
Yep.
But the soldiers are going to protect us. They're dead too. Okay, so I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And she realized it, because she'd won so many battles in the past, and the Lannisters and King's Landing have just been through so much. There's no possible way that they were going to lose today. So she just knew it, that it was never going to happen, and it did. And she did the Homer Simpson past the two brothers fighting.
Oh, God,
that was
yeah.
amazing.
It was amazing.
But then when she has her moment of panic, I love that her and Jamie died together.
Yeah, it made sense.
It made sense.
I just didn't
because
like
in
it.
real life, sometimes that's what happens. You think when we all thought he's going to go kill her because that's what we would want to do, right? But he just listed out to Brienne all the things he's
Right.
done for her. Probably more realistically, he goes there to bang her
right.
and not.
Well, they
the
all,
gun
and
kind.
they all said a lot of these comments were like, oh, they ruined the arc. They concluded the arc.
But they didn't ruin any. You
How
can't
they
even
ruin the
use
arc? How
that
they
word,
ruin the
even
arc?
if you don't like it. You can't ruin anything that's yours.
That's not yours.
No, you can't ruin anything that's yours.
Oh,
How
you're
could they
saying-
have
I see
ruined
what
it?
you're
It's theirs.
Right.
If I make, I'm Picasso. I paint something. I add something you don't like. Did I ruin it? No, it's mine.
Well,
it's my
well,
painting.
I think you can ruin for some. You can ruin an enjoyment
you
from
can
somebody.
you can say that as a fan. It didn't work for me,
Yeah.
or it ruined it for me. But you can't say you ruined it.
Yeah.
No.
Right. I think again, we've had this conversation many times. It's all about wording, right? Because you can say something. To me, it ruined my enjoyment for it because that's not what I was hoping for, and I think we're
That's totally
And I
different,
think
yeah.
I think you're allowed to feel that way, and you're allowed to do that. But
You're allowed to feel disappointed.
to say you did it wrong. No, that's the way they wanted to do it.
Exactly.
You
If-
didn't like the way they did it. That's another conversation.
If I was writing this story, would I have written it this way? Probably not, honestly. Not my story. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch the story they wanted to tell because it's pretty damn amazing. Just
Yeah.
because it didn't come from my brain.
I'm enjoying it as an overall big just movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
why
Same.
to be and if you don't like it, that's fine. And to be completely honest, and it's if it's dismissive, I apologize. I just don't give a shit. I enjoy it so much that
It's the best season ever.
I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's so good.
I'm
the
having
best
so
season
much
ever.
fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't go on Twitter with it anymore because I
Yeah.
don't care.
You're not gonna win.
You're not going to win, and maybe it is a lot of people
Glorious
that know
moron.
the books and they're upset by that. But
It didn't
I saw
seem that
something
way.
in the chat
Yeah.
as it's flashing by, and the same thing I'm seeing all over it's like, oh, bad writing. It's like,
How do you, that to me that's
Give me an
that's
example.
sheep mentality.
That's
to
sheep
me.
mentality.
That's
An
sheep
exa-
mentality.
there it is.
That's just because they see it because it's like there are some people who legit feel that way, but there are other people who just keep seeing it. Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? I wasn't gonna write that, but I'll write bad writing.
What are they talking about, though? Are they saying the dialogue, the story? Do they even know what writing is?
I'll
Right,
go with
'cause I
rushed.
cried-
I'll go with some. I can understand when people think it might be rushed with the 6 episodes in.
The story
I
felt
agree with
rushed
that
to me
too.
is different than bad writing. Bad
Exactly.
writing.
you're
Exactly.
telling me that
Freddie
meeting
got
with
fingered as
Jamie,
bad writing.
Jamie and Tyrion, that scene in the tent
It's great.
is bad writing.
Yeah.
Go
Did
fuck
you-
yourself. That was the most beautiful thing.
It was amazing.
I cried. I was like so invested, and it's like, oh, bad writing.
But this is what I get. This
The
is
whole
what-
episode, I guess,
But
they're
this
saying.
is,
But
this is why. Since when did pop culture and entertainment turn into politics?
Right.
It really is. It's like
That's why it's
when you look at
all
this
over.
side of this, it's like left wing versus right wing on both sides. Or whether even hearing you, and not saying you're wrong, but even you saying like it is good writing. Go fuck yourself. And there's some guy go glorious moron. It's like we're talking about
Oh, I know, and
a
I'm gonna
fucking
get it for
scripted
that.
television show.
And
what are you fighting about? Everyone's an idiot.
and I shouldn't say
All
it
of
that
you.
way because that's very confrontational. But it's
No,
like
but I
I'm
feel
so
you.
but I'm so upset to think that it's like because at the end of the day you have all these creators and the writers and everybody working their ass off because I know what it's like to
And
try
yeah.
to get something out there. The dreams realized. These guys have a show that everybody loves, and then this is happening, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm over here.
You can't please.
touched.
You can't please anybody.
No.
You can't please anybody. There's going to be no matter,
just
especially when you have a
frustrating.
show this big. There's going to be people who are pissed off for sure. I think what they've done is incredible. I love the show. I don't have any. So you can this one you can't throw at me. There's no premieres for HBO Game of Thrones. So what are you going to throw at me? What's the why do I like it? Because I don't like because you don't understand good
'Cause
storytelling.
you're easy to
Well,
please.
Benny
Oh,
Huff and
easy to
Weiss,
please,
they're
yeah.
going to do
Oh,
Star
that's
Wars,
right.
so you got to
That's
support
right.
them.
Okay, that's
shill.
oh shit. I guess that's
that
that's
is
right.
it.
Damn
That
it.
is it.
Damn it. You're right. They're hired by Disney.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you got me. You
And
got
so
me.
are you.
You got me. Okay, you guys win. You guys win.
guys win that
Paid
one.
off.
Speaking of the Tyrion moment with Jamie, did you guys for a single second think Tyrion setting him up?
Tyrion and Jamie?
Yes,
No.
because like the thought process being, I'm telling Jamie where to take Cersei so that not knowing what Dany's gonna do, so that somebody can be there to murder them both.
No. I think he legit. He was
really.
Yeah, because
No,
that,
of course that's not what happened. We saw
Right.
it, but at any point in your mind, did
No.
you think he's setting him up?
No, because that again, consistency in character. He has been and he said as much inside of that speech. It's like you're the only one that didn't treat me like a monster.
Yeah.
And Tyrion, that would have been completely out of character. As where I don't think Dany going heel. I don't think that was out of character. It's part of her bloodline of what her dad was the Mad King, and I don't know enough about it now people who did read the books can tell me this because I don't know this. I'm just kind of speaking ignorantly on what kind of king leading up to the madness of her father was he? Did he ever have good in him?
No, I think he was more similar to her brother.
More so?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
But I don't either. But that's the sense that I've gotten.
Which could make sense.
I-
yeah.
Can we go over who we have left and what this final episode is going to be?
Yeah. We
Because-
have the Starks with Jon Snow and the Starks.
Okay, so we have them. Obviously, we have Dany. We have
Bran.
we have one
Bran.
dragon.
One dragon.
We have Bran.
So we might see Sam, the Onion Knight, our boy. You should have met him. He was awesome. What? Just saying, he was a nice guy.
I don't want to deal
Riley?
with you today.
Wow.
Wow.
Salt in the wounds.
What's that?
Salt in the
So
wounds,
what
salt in the
is
wounds.
this final episode? The Starks teaming up against Dany to try to take.
I think Sansa's
back?
going to finally tell. I think she's going to have less of a battle while trying to convince Jon now because you can see it. You can see it in Jon's mind.
What do you think Jon's fighting for? Because is it the throne? Is it to kill Dany? What?
They just put one. They just took one bad leader and put another one in there.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's now going to have some loyalty issues but he in the end I think he's going to have to take out Daenerys. I think he
You
is
think he's
going
going
there.
to have to murder her?
I don't know about that. I don't know how. I mean, this is what's great. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just watching, just being like, I know, but I'm sitting there watching it last night, and it's like he's thinking, oh shit, I made a bad mistake here. He has loyalty to his family now,
Yeah.
and he's going to get probably Sansa. I feel like is going to really step up now, and she's going to be like,
She might
John,
still sit on the throne. She might
Yeah.
be sitting on the
Sansa for the
throne, by
throne,
the way.
baby.
yeah, John,
Is there a
you
throne
fucked
to sit
up.
on?
No, not anymore. That's why. Remember
why it's
we said,
iron.
remember
Yeah.
we said that it was going to be
gonna
be
rubble.
destroyed. It's just a matter. That's why that was so devastating. That whole entire thing because it's like she had it. She had she had what she was striving for the entire series.
She beat herself.
She had it.
She
It was
beat
it was
herself.
there.
Great way
Like,
to put it, because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I love.
the bell rung. The guys they throw down their swords. It's over. We're not going to fight for this lunatic. Go and fight. Go kill her.
And she had her people. They all would have followed her. They
Yeah.
would have been her people.
Yeah,
And she
had
got in
more.
her own way.
Yeah, and it's like and just destroyed and became everything that she didn't want to be. I thought it was tragic. I thought it
was
was
tragic.
Shakespearean. I thought it had so much.
great.
It had so much to it, and it was. I thought it was a classic Game of Thrones.
And then that's everything you just said is where Jon Snow's head is now.
Yeah.
He's like, you had him. You had followers. You had these people. You just killed innocents,
Right.
Women and children. You
And,
just
he's
put
blaming
everything-
himself because
and
he
he's
had the
blaming
chance to stop
himself.
it.
Yes.
Is Grey Worm still alive?
Yeah,
Because we didn't see him die.
he didn't
so
see
he
him
must
die.
be right.
Definitely because
I-
he's lost his mind too.
It's interesting because with Dany, when I was watching it, you see her face, right? The bell rings, you see her face, and I'm just sitting there thinking, "There's no way. There's no way that she's gonna just stop."
Right.
And I knew I had that gut, which
Right.
means that they've built the character to that point.
Yes, and what else? The other thing that she could have done that she didn't, it makes it even more. And my wife said as much was why didn't she just fly to the tower and just take out Cersei, not worry about taking out everyone else? Because she wanted to make a point.
Yeah.
She wanted to make a point.
Dracarys.
Yeah, she wanted to make a point that this is who you chose to lead. You didn't have the strength to take off the end. Like I told John, I'm ruling in fear. Everyone will know of this.
But she ended up killing her people.
She killed it was complete madness.
Yeah.
She became the Mad Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love
So
that line, the
Euron-
flipping the coin.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting to see what head it lands on
Yeah.
or what side it lands on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Euron scene was kind of funny.
Yeah.
With the Euron Jamie thing as Euron came in. I mean, as he's dying, I took out Jamie Lannister.
And you didn't, you idiot.
You didn't, you
Yeah,
moron.
you moron.
Just
You glorious moron.
From start to finish, that character was just a moron.
He was the worst.
But Jamie ended up, people always theorized Jamie was going to kill a second king.
Yeah.
They thought maybe it would be a queen, but yeah, I guess he got Euron.
Yeah, he was-
wasn't much of a fight.
No, Euron sucks. He was one of the worst characters
I
ever.
thought about you and went, Christian's happy.
I was definitely happy
Well,
when
if Euron made it to the last episode, why?
second to last.
No, I'm saying if he
Oh,
made
yeah,
it.
he made it,
If
right.
he
Well,
was
you don't
there in
need
the
him.
last episode,
Yeah.
we would have been like, "What are you doing here,
Yeah, I
bro?
was
You
surprised
fly."
that Yara didn't kill him though.
Where-
She wasn't even in this episode.
yeah,
Now that's the
we
question.
got to see Yara next week.
You would assume, and she's been very loyal to Daenerys. So what is she going to do? Is she going to fight for Daenerys? Is she going
What
to fight
does
for
she
Starks?
know right now?
I don't know. Where was she?
Does she know her brother's kaput?
I mean, I'm sure she will once we get to that episode.
No, I think Sansa gets Yara right on her side.
You think so?
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. I think Sansa goes to Yara and was like, "We need your people. We got to take her out."
Yeah.
And now we've seen that you can take a dragon down. What is Dany without Drogon?
Well, the question,
Screwed.
the question is, there's two things. Can Jon Snow control the dragon? That's question one.
Yeah, because why would he want to take the dragon out?
He can control it. Question two is and I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about this because this is what Roka was saying that Tyrion's also a Targaryen. Targaryen.
Yeah, he said, I'm
Because-
confused by that. I can't wait for when it does end. I'm going to go back, binge, read everything, go deep diving.
Theory being that the dragons didn't attack Tyrion.
Back
Right.
in the
Back when he was like feeding him or something
Right.
underneath everything.
Therefore, he must be Targaryen partially as
That's what they're-
well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And that would be interesting, though. I mean, I never thought I saw Tyrion sitting on the throne, but I would much prefer to see Tyrion there than Jon Snow.
See, yes, I'm okay. See,
Oh, I
that's
love
and
that.
that's the thing, though. And I know that it's just the traditional kind of predictable ending. I'm cool with Jon Snow ruling.
It's not because of that. It's more because I think that I don't think he's the best choice. He doesn't want it, but
Right.
B, I think he's a little too soft. I think Sansa's a way better choice.
See, this is where I think exactly what happened in last night's episode with Daenerys doing what he did is why he realizes now he has to lead.
Right.
Because if he would have done things differently, this wouldn't have happened. He now has, I think that character, John, he has the blood of the innocent on his,
Yeah, 'cause
not
remember
only
when
his
he led-
soul, but his
But
hands.
Sansa would not have done that either, though.
No.
No, Sansa wouldn't have done that.
John and Sansa are cut from the same
Yeah.
cloth. I
Yeah.
mean, not.
Sansa
not
would have
inside,
listened.
but-
Sansa would have listened to Tyrion
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, which is why Tyrion's been advising. It kind of would be beautiful if Tyrion ended up on the throne.
Well, but there's also one of those things that too. Why? Because everyone was talking about
With
at one
Sansa.
point. That's what I mean. Everyone was talking about can Dany and Jon rule together. Who's to say that
Tyrion and Sansa.
or Jon and Sansa and Arya?
I
Who knows?
don't think you can thruple rule.
You can move, if you kill a dragon. You
I
do
also
whatever the
don't
fuck
think you
want.
can rule with. Well, I guess it'd be better if Jon was having sex with Sansa than with Dany.
Well, no, they're still related. Cousins.
Better than
Niece or
I guess
or nephew. You're her nephew. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same shit.
I guess it's semantics at that point.
Yeah, it's semantics, but still, it's still gross. But
You know I'm team incest here,
that
so.
was that scene though. By the way, when Dany pretty much said one more, she's like, "Hey, listen, I'll give you one more shot. Let's do it on the carpet here, and then we'll call it a day." And he's like, "Nah, you're my aunt."
But
Can't do it."
So it's fear then.
But he looks at her and says, "I love you."
Yeah.
Did you guys take that as a person, not in love?
I think that he's
Yeah.
over there, but also realizes that he just can't do it.
'Cause-
It's his hand.
'cause
They're blood
incest.
related, man. Yeah, he realized he
And I'm
couldn't
not
do
a
it.
Targaryen or wasn't raised
I
like
wasn't
that.
raised
yeah.
like that. I don't get that culture.
Yeah.
And I like that they're acknowledging. That's what I'm saying. There was and it's subtlety. Like it was very subtle. Like inside, he didn't have to say any of that. You just knew it from where he said. He's like, man, I want to do this, but you're my aunt.
I'll always love you.
Yeah.
I'm loving about these final episodes is remember season 1, 2, 3, 4, where you would get 5 minutes with each character
Yeah.
because we would have to jump around to so many
Right,
different
right,
stories.
right. Now they're all together.
And you would literally you would see Danny for 5
Right,
minutes, and
right.
you would be like, "What?
Right.
Please!" Finally, in these hour and 20-minute episodes, we're spending all of our time with the people we need to be spending our time with, and I think that's great.
I am very curious though because the other thing that's a tease and not completely genuine is when you turn on the episode and you see 1:30, you're like yes, but then you
But then
forget
it's
about
Danny
the
Offenweiss.
behind the scenes.
But I
stuff
love
and-
those things.
I love those things,
Yeah.
but the fact that it's not 1:30, it's like 1:15, so they're just a little longer than regular episodes. And this one's supposed to be what 1:40, the last
I don't
one.
think 140.
Is it 1:30?
Let me look.
Let's hope it's an actual 1:30 if it's going to be, the end of it. But it's just that to me seems like 6 episodes. I wish they would have 82 minutes. Is that what it says? First 4. Oh, where
Finale
is it?
will run 80 minutes.
80 minutes.
Oh, episode 5 and the finale are 80 minutes each.
So
Yeah.
same.
See, so it's like it's the same. It's the same.
But that's not including the Benioff and Weiss.
It's not including it, but it's still 80 minutes to wrap up 8 seasons.
I mean, I go to your point. Yeah, why couldn't we get? And I read an article like this. It's like HBO wouldn't want you to say, no, we're only doing 6 episodes.
Right.
They would want 10.
What was the thought process behind 6?
don't
Have they
know.
talked about it at all?
I think,
Exhaustion.
well, when you're shooting for
not
54
bad.
nights for one
One-
battle,
yeah.
I mean, getting it out,
Yeah.
exhaustion, money.
Write more dialogue scenes.
You would think money is not even on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Write more dialogue.
yeah.
It is a-
write more dialogue scenes. Have more dialogue heavy because that's everyone's complaining no matter what.
See-
Remember the first episode, everyone complained that it was too much setup.
Yeah.
And the second episode, we're too much setup. And the third episode was like, it was too dark.
I've
and then the
loved
fourth
everything.
episode, whatever they complained about. And the fifth
But-
episode, it sucks.
The dialogue scenes, you are right. Like that Danny Tyrion one, I really appreciated.
Well, and the Tyrion and Jamie.
Do you think that she will kill Tyrion for what he did?
How's she going to know that? With all
How's
the
she gonna-
chaos, how's she going to know about that?
Yeah. She just killed everybody.
She's not gonna know
She's
what
probably
happened.
like,
You don't
oh,
think he'll tell her?
collateral damage.
He's pretty honest. He told her that he told Varys,
Yeah.
who we haven't even spoken
But
about.
but there's a difference though. That was before she burnt everything to the ground. That's before she killed everyone after he told her not to. I think he's putting his money behind Jon Snow now.
Yeah.
I think he's
But do you
getting the
think
fuck
he
out.
told her that knowing that she would eliminate Varys?
I think he knew. I think he knew she would take it. But I also he wanted to prove the loyalship. He was still loyal and that he's still on her side. And with that, he basically said, "Okay, look, I'm with you no matter what. I just killed one of my best friends in the world. Had one of my best friends killed. I knew you were going to do that to show you how loyal I am. This is what I need you to do. If you hear I get if you got to burn the city down, but if you hear those bells, stop." Just stop, and we got this, and you will rule. And they're not going to support this, my lunatic sister. They won't. And then it's in that because he thought that plan was going to work. And that's why he told Jamie, they'll ring, she'll take the city, and then just get her the fuck out. And that's what he thought was going to happen.
Do you think had they not been trapped, Jamie would have really taken her out
Yes.
and she would have gone?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, at that point.
Yeah.
Do you think at that point Cersei
If they
would
weren't
have gone?
trapped, yeah, she was scared out of her mind. She just wanted to be. She wanted to take that kid and leave. She knew she was toast at that point.
That kid
Yeah.
in her belly?
Yeah.
So you think it was really there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was Jamie's. It wasn't. You're on the douche rug.
And you think she was for sure pregnant?
Yeah.
How come you say that?
Because she was even when she was saying inside of that. I mean, well, first of all, Tyrion, I think, believed that, and it's just whether it was written. It doesn't seem like it was a
I
false.
just never knew.
Yeah.
I think she used whatever she had
But why would she continue that to the day she was going to?
because I think she used it to her advantage many times.
At the end when she was dying too, she
Yeah.
still brought it up.
Yeah.
so she's
I
wanted
don't
to
know.
survive with the kid.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I don't know. She was sick and twisted.
That's true.
I if I had to guess, yes, there was
Yeah.
a baby inside her.
But you
But
wouldn't be surprised, right?
we'll never know.
She was something else. That character.
One of the greatest villains of all time.
Yeah.
Not female villains, just One of the
Villains.
greatest villains of all time. Thank you, Game of Thrones, for doing that.
Right.
You sexist show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that there's no. What the question I'm very curious about, because all the hate came out in this one. I was sure it was going to come out next week. Is it going to be worse? The hate
Worse.
next week? You think it's worse than
Yeah.
this week?
Well, what
Yeah,
would people
'cause
be
it's the
happy
last.
with?
Yeah, but we were
Unless
nothing.
it's- I don't
Roxy,
know.
nothing.
They're not going to redeem Danny after this, so
Yeah.
people aren't going to be happy. Danny's going to come down and say, "Oops, John, I'll
have killed all those
I'll
people."
never do it again, John.
Right.
Please."
Shouldn't have killed all those
I mean,
people.
unless she does that, people aren't going to.
What do you? So those people who, first of all, I want to talk to the people who have legitimate criticisms of it, didn't like it. The rational people. I want to ask the rational people first. What could they do that in the finale, after what you just saw, that can win you over, if anything? And then I'll ask the lunatics. What can they do that can win you over, if anything? So both you people.
Are you asking them to call in?
No. Just write it.
Just write it down.
Just write it down somewhere.
Send it to us in a bottle.
Whatever you want to do.
Sure.
And then fire it up, and I'll take my rings off.